Et re-YouTube, normalement c'est la 27e VOD sur Métaphore ReFantazio. Nous sommes à Port Havre-Louise et regardez ce qui se passe. Il arrive. Waouh! Pardon. Alors comme ça, on peut vraiment voir le village du roi d'ici. Je me disais bien qu'il se repositionnait lentement, mais je ne pensais pas qu'il viendrait à Havre-Louise. Je pense que c'était lié au tournoi. Je pense qu'il garde un œil attentif sur les principaux aspirants. Il est évident que nous sommes observés, rappelle-toi, le rocher du roi. Eh bien, c'est peut-être pas plus mal. Cette chose dans le ciel devrait inciter tout le monde à réfléchir à l'avenir du royaume. Enfin, nous avons trouvé une auberge dans laquelle séjourner. Nous devons trouver une auberge dans laquelle séjourner, pardon. Ridiculous. D'accord. C'est grand en tout cas comme ville. Il y a un port là-bas. Excusez-moi, hein. Ouf. Oh, c'est rigolo, on dirait le même truc. C'est qui ça? Seriez-vous un animal doué d'intelligence? Imaginons à quoi ressemble le monde dans 100 ans. Bon. Ne m'intéresse pas. Ah putain, c'est joli, hein. Ah mais je peux aller là-bas, il y a un truc là. Bazar des marchands. Pas là que je voulais aller. Terrible. C'est terrible, c'est affreux. C'est sûr que j'y suis déjà allé. C'est sûr que je suis là où je voulais pas aller, voilà, c'est ça. Donc... Bon, je pense que c'est ça. Pour le moment, on va faire que ça. On va se contenter de faire avancer l'histoire. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ah oui, Loveless, putain, je l'avais zappé, lui. Eh vous, l'Elda de Martyra, pas vrai? Apparemment, on a tous les deux fait nos preuves pour le défi. Pensez loger dans cette auberge, c'est le cas, dommage, me faire jeter par le tenancier. Ah, c'est déjà plein. Et dire que ça s'appelle l'auberge de la bienvenue, ah, quelle blague! Alors lui, je pense pas que ça deviendra un pote. Mais par contre, je suis quasiment sûr que ça va être un confident, entre guillemets. Ah, ça va poser problème. Assurément. Est-ce qu'il y aura un autre choix? Il y a 2 autres auberges dans le coin, mais honnêtement, aucune ne me fait de l'œil. De l'autre côté de la fontaine, c'est le pavillon du Corail Doré, là où les bons gros bonnets de Forden s'établissent. Mais ils ne laisseront jamais entrer un Paripus ou un Elda, et l'auberge au-delà du pavillon du Corail et Doré est extrêmement onéreuse. En plus, on dit que c'est là que Louis séjourne, donc elle va être chère et bruyante. Je suis sûr qu'ils ont réservé l'auberge tout entière, en fait. Ah Louis, ces hommes y sont. On ferait mieux d'éviter d'y dormir, alors. Bref, ne nous préoccupez pas d'une auberge lointaine et onéreuse. Il reste le repère de l'araignée près de la taverne. Un œil flouche se tient devant avec un sourire malsain. Ça me dit rien qui va et donc je passe mon tour. Ah bah, même si je trouve pas l'auberge, j'ai la taverne. À partir d'aujourd'hui, j'en ferai mon château. La taverne en remplacement d'une auberge? Je crois pas que j'en serais capable. En tout cas, j'aimerais bien éviter ce repère de l'araignée si possible. Oh! Oh mais ouais, Pichoul! T'es qui toi? MDR, t'es qui? Ah, vous là, seriez-vous l'un de mes soutiens par hasard? Qu'êtes-vous déjà? Ah tiens, c'est surprenant que vous ayez pas entendu parler de moi. Mais c'est votre jour de chance, c'est un véritable privilège de pouvoir faire expérience de ma beauté. Oh, j'avais zappé que c'était lui. La beauté avant tout, c'est mon credo. Et plus que tout, un roi devrait être magnifique, n'est-ce pas? Quelle que soit l'auberge dans laquelle je loge, celle-ci doit mériter que je gratifie de ma beauté, oui, comme ce pavillon de Corail Doré. Enfin, à vous voir, je doute que vous jouissiez de la richesse nécessaire à la location d'une chambre dans un tel établissement. Oh, quel abruti! Je n'avais aucune envie de me retrouver dans une auberge remplie de gens comme lui, de toute façon. Cela dit, toutes les auberges convenables semblent complètes. Il ne reste donc plus qu'un seul choix. Je n'ai pas vraiment envie de... J'en ai vraiment pas envie, mais est-ce qu'on n'irait pas voir ce repère de l'araignée évoqué par Loveless? C'est terrible. Oh! Hey, je vous ai vu à Martyra, non? Un autre aspirant de tournoi! Auriez-vous l'intention de séjourner dans cette auberge? Malheureusement, il n'y a pas de lit disponible. C'est plein à cause de la cérémonie. Je pensais pouvoir séjourner dans la véritable auberge, mais... Oh, si on peut pas rester ici, il va falloir chercher ailleurs. Mais une seconde! Arpenteur, celui que vous aviez stationné au milieu de Martyra. Allez, dites-moi, Quelle technologie utiliser? Mettez-moi dans la confidence. J'en sais rien. Ah, honteux. Vous montez dans un arpenteur sans même savoir comment ça marche. Vous devriez avoir un sacré rajeuneur. En fait, je participe aussi. Un vrai arpenteur à moi et tout. J'ai un vrai arpenteur à moi et tout. Cela signifie que si vous refusez de me le dire, je peux vous y obliger par la force. Je crois pas, non. La réponse c'est que je ne crois pas. Ah, c'est lui là. C'est vieux man. Oh, on cherche un droit, n'est-ce pas? J'ai une chambre de libre. Je cherche tout le monde, je fais le bon prix. Les criminels, les tribus au nid. Je ne les refuse pas. Commencez par jeter un œil à la chambre, nous parlerons d'argent plus tard. Cet endroit paraît vraiment louche, mais nous pourrions tout de même regarder la chambre. Oh.
Well, should have
douté
figured
qu'aucune
they'd be out of the
chambre.
upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Ah bon?
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut.
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she would join us?
We have to trust her.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the dais. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head-on.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other. When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
I love you, Milo! I love you forever!
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars. Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing! When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Rousant tribe at its head! Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command! Hear, hear! For Rousant pride!
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men! We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open! Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coffers will be a head lighter! We'll split their fortunes and toast to our health!
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. 'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
When I'm king, pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
Woo! Next round's on Loveless.
Let fools be content with their fool dreams. Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Luis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
Always about that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Ok, let's go. Jeu de pêche, donc. Ah oui, d'accord. Déjà, j'ai attrapé une créature aussi bizarre qu'effrayante.
Is that really edible? It doesn't look quite, natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Why, tis delicious! The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
Comment on mourra ensemble?
At least we'll die together.
Oh, well, I was the one who suggested fishing. Right. The noble thing to do is see it through. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my liking.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, Might you not at least sear it first?
'Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me. Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martyra, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
With a problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, all right?
That crier's an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought a head. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums, but his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to spice this race up a bit.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Voilà, et Bardon devrait atteindre la ville dans la matinée. Imagine qu'ils vont passer voir notre arpenteur blindé. Lars devrait être là pour les accueillir. Quand le jour se lèvera, nous devrons retourner à l'arpenteur. Il devrait pas sortir maintenant. Et bah allez, c'est parti. Dodo. Attends, la taverne.
My apologies.
J'ai un service à te demander. Est-ce que tu pourrais me prêter quelques couvertures neuves? D'accord. Pour me défendre, vois-tu, juste au cas où. Autrement, quand je dors, je me retrouve sans défense contre pardon. Contre les insectes. Éveillé ou non, je ne veux aucun contact avec eux. Aussi, je pensais à m'émitoufler dans les couvertures pendant la nuit. Et je sais que cet endroit est assez chaud, et je suis prêt aux inévitables sueurs nocturnes. Et j'aimerais tout de même disposer une couverture de rechange. La Brûlise est assez de touristes. Ça fait un moment que j'attendais de goûter aux spécialités culinaires du coin, et effectivement. C'est si bon que j'aurais aimé manger tous les poissons du restaurant. Ils sont si frais, s'ils frétillent dans la bouche. Spécialité digne d'une ville portuaire. Et quoi ce regard? Ça ne te met pas de l'eau à la bouche? Apparemment non. Le discours des autres aspirants était quasiment identique. Personnellement, jamais je ne confierais les rênes de ce pays à ces types. Y a-t-il personne qui puisse rivaliser avec lui et Ferden?
Look at that.
Allez, dodo.
Good night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
C'est encore bourré la gueule. Hein.
The man sloshed again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?
Seems like Joanna and Barden aren't here yet.
Oh, I feared this might happen. And we've no other head to offer the judges. 'Tis a precarious position.
Let's all stay calm, all right?
Ah! I'm going to splash some water on my face.
What? My sincerest apologies. I wasn't expecting anyone to come in. You see...
How did you come to be here? Explain yourself!
Is something the matter, Barden?
They were here the whole time?
I'm so terribly sorry. We heard the Gauntlet Runner had a washroom, so we thought we'd freshen up a bit. I bathed first and was resting in the back room, contemplating my final day as a sanctoress.
Sir Nuris over there very decently let us in to wash up.
I couldn't stand it, old thing. Her heart would bring any right-thinking man to tears. Could have run like a bally thief in the night, but here she is, washing away her sins. It was more than a chap could bear, I say. Needed a drop of the grape and grain just to get myself through it.
The bottle's barely any emptier. Was a drop really all it took to get you drunk? Oh, please do not blame the poor man. Talking to him has eased my heart for the trials to come. I cannot let myself betray you and regress to my vile delusions. I only sought to atone with myself before my sins are duly punished.
I understand. Thank you for coming. Then, as we agreed, please confess before the crowd when the time comes. To be honest, I'm hesitant to turn you in now you've genuinely decided to repent. I mean, we're hardly icons of virtue ourselves. In fairness, you're a woman of status, and it'll be a big crowd. We're not looking to instigate a public stoning here. You can explain yourself freely, in your own words. We can't ask anything more than that.
Thank you. Truly, I've felt so much more at peace since last we spoke. The fog has only cleared further, giving me clarity of purpose.
A fog, huh?
Thank you for everything. I do hope you win the throne.
Yes, I intend to.
Whoever the crown goes to, we're at least going to make sure it isn't used for evil.
At last, it seems our preparations are set. We need only trust that our plans will bear fruit.
Thank you all for waiting. The very first round of the tournament for the throne, the Exhibition of the Brave, is about to begin. Our monarchs-to-be will now present to the people the heads they seized to demonstrate their power as worthy of the throne. At a later date, when the second round is announced, the faces on the King's Rock, that is to say, the candidates with the top 20 approval ratings, will pass the first round.
20? 'Tis a great many eliminations in but one round.
I was hoping we'd at least make it through the first, but it might not be that simple.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes to the lineup of all the gorgeous faces at the judges' table, starting with His and Her Highnesses of Oceania and Montario.
Oh, it's her ladyship. Lord Montario's here too, eh? And the armor on that fellow over there? A general, is he?
And of course, we have the one, the only, the people's favorite, our guest from the Sanctus Church, better known as the Miracle Saint, healer of all ills, presenting the lovely Lady Rella Cygnus!
Saint? Who's this? Someone fill me in. I've been literally living in a hole.
A brilliant healer. We've met, though a long time ago. Even as a student, she was already considered the kingdom's best in her field.
Looks like the crowd's on your side, milady. Can you give us a few words about what's on your mind as you take on the judge's mantle?
Well, I'm afraid you've rather got me on the spot. Hello, all. This city sure has, great seafood. And, well, sea creatures. Fascinating, aren't they? There's so much we still don't know about them. Oh, I did hear about a legend of some monster in the eastern seas of Oceania. Imagine, the mind races. I'm hoping I can investigate those sightings while I'm here.
That's just great, Lady Rella. I'll just stop you there, clock's ticking and all that. But we're thrilled you're enjoying your stay.
Sometimes I can hardly believe you're my sister. Still not much of a public speaker, are you?
So she's a saint?
Well, she seems like a nice enough lady.
We'd better stop worrying about her and focus on ourselves. I don't see Luis anywhere, but I bet he's got eyes in the crowd.
Now, the time has come. Let the exhibition of the brave begin! First up is a respected gentleman of the church. Guido, the head of the monk soldiers of the Crown Theocracy.
Ah, il a ramené de la bouffe.
I've no taste for needless killing. Therefore, I chose a mark with meat, abundant and edible. After the judging, it will be served in a banquet for the poor.
A stand-up fellow, my good people. Strength and compassion in one package. He's got the crowd on his side right from the start. Now, is there anyone who can top this?
I can.
And we have a challenger. Second in line is the church's direct opposition, the spearhead of Count Luis's supporters, Gladel the Black Hound!
One look at the head and I know what you're thinking. Bit small, isn't it? Well, I can bloody well tell you I'm not like this smarmy git who fished up his dinner. I'll tell you what this is. Behold, the head of a hideous human!
Where's your proof?
Yes, the young sod's right. How do we know that's really a human?
What drivel? Look at the thing! You think a normal beast could have a face like this?
Probably just made the damn thing yourself.
Oh, useless as ever. Did it never occur to him that the average citizen has never seen a human?
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please. Candidate Gladel, we're very much obliged. You may step down. Now, on to the next.
The size of that thing. Is that the monster of the Eastern Sea?
Someone took the beastie down. Who did the deed?
I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could do no less than grant them respite from their suffering. Such is the duty of those with power.
Who expected anything less? His Eminence Warden is simply in another class. Suddenly the critics have all gone quiet. All I hear is gratitude.
Warden's trophy is more impressive than I expected. How are we going to make a stronger impression than that?
It'll be fine. If he'd gone after us, the reaction would mean we'd have been written off no matter what we presented. Let's count ourselves lucky and trust in our strategy.
Now, no dirty looks, you lot. Next is the Pagan Assassin's Prize. Let's see what head we've got now. Thank you, Candidate Julian, for that helpful, exhaustive, and I think exhausting explanation. Whew. Now, we've had quite a succession up here, but our last is coming up now. This should wrap up our show. Now, if the last candidate, the Elden Boy, would please join us on the stage.
Where's their head?
pardon, madam, but would you happen to be the Lady of Martyra? Joanna, the Sanctoress?
Indeed. The head they've brought is mine.
The impudence. You dare offer an honored lady of the church before these judges? This is not to be borne.
I've got something to say to you too. That you chief there. Isn't that Heismay? The same damn criminal you were supposed to be chasing?
That's the infamous Heismay. You chief of all things.
This. After we saved your hide on the road.
Silence! He may be a former knight, but now he's a heinous criminal who stooped to kidnapping. Anyone who claims themselves his ally should be disqualified on the spot.
Please, wait. I have something I must confess to you all. You speak of the kidnappings that terrorized my home, Martyra. I am here to confess that the true culprit behind those atrocities was me. I was the caretaker of a hideous human in the basement of my castle. And to feed it, I abducted the innocent people of my own city.
What? Absurd! Speak sense, woman!
Master Heismay is innocent in all this. He was framed for crimes performed by my hand and in my name.
And I, Barden, Captain of Martyra's Guard Corps, stand to vouch for all that she said.
Just so. It was this young candidate who killed that human, cleared me of the false charges, and dispelled the shadow over Martyra.
Thus, here I stand. My head is his to offer.
That's... well, that's quite a turn of events! We have our head, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unlike any we've seen yet!
How is this believable? She's an imposter. She's got to be.
Of course. That, or they're putting words in the poor woman's mouth. A Sanctoress would never.
What will His Eminence Forden do?
The Honorable Master Godot should know whether I and my words can be trusted.
'Tis true to the last word, isn't it?
Yes, Your Eminence. Without question.
Young candidate, you have done well to bring about her repentance. Now, justice must be rendered.
What? Right here and now? Your Eminence, a moment!
Thank you for your concern. But I have no objections. For a sinner like me, to confess the truth to the people has already been more than I deserve. O new king, it is my hope that you will rid the world of its twisted prejudices and common cruelties. Please, lead this country armed with the truth.
I will. I promise.
Well, folks, sometimes that's just how the curtain falls. If Sanctifex Forden turns the biggest head, then our dark horse here has certainly turned in the heaviest. What an upset, ladies and gents! Who could see this coming?
Those crazy kids have done it again.
What a show!
Ah oui, d'accord. Après les événements du défi, beaucoup de gens m'ont remarqué, j'espère que ça nous permettra de sauver le prince. Eh bah dis donc.
Barden just departed, wishing everyone well. I suppose he aims to reach Martyra before Joanna's confession does.
And Forden himself. I hardly expected the man to make himself so visible.
Likely his attempt at redirection. Keeps the blame from falling on him and the church. Can't say it didn't work, I suppose. I'm certainly not blameless in this either. It was my suggestion to make an impression by foregoing the pursuit of a monster's head in favor of a person's.
I guess, but...
Nevertheless, the Lady Joanna entrusted her final wishes to us, and we mustn't betray them. That's all we can do, really.
Not bad, pups.
We were passing on the course of a human hunt. You gave a most distinctive showing.
I suppose you're worth introducing ourselves to. I'm Fidelio, that's Basilio. Luis's right-hand man, see?
And now you walk with a Ujif at your side. Each ally of a different tribe. Fascinating.
Better to have dependable friends than familiar ones. Something we've got in common.
Not only did you expose a failing of the Sanctus Church, but you dared to bring her alive so Forden himself could do the grisly part before all his flock.
That was not our intent.
Oh, same idea, yeah? A real person's head gets more eyes on you than some decapitated beast. And now, you're the names on everyone's lips, aren't you?
Qu'est-ce qu'il me veut, là, l'erreur de casting, là?
Right.
Exact.
It worked for us.
Well said. It's quite a feat for a no-name candidate to so deftly rub Forden's face in the dirt. A wake-up call, I'm sure, for those who only know his honeyed words.
Oh, Lord Luis, we really should be going.
Relax. They're in the middle of a conversation.
I like a show of strength as much as the next girl, but I do so hate violent spectacles. A view from the sky sounds so much more enchanting, don't you think?
So this is what's become of Luis. There was something eerie to him even as a lad, but I'd never expected him to reach such heights.
Do you suppose we have his attention?
Last time he told us we had to demonstrate our power first. I'd like to think that if he went out of his way to talk to us, that's something we earned.
Oh, loves, I've got a message from Count Luis. He says he'll be sending a messenger along soon, so stay in the city, would you? And I have to say, I might not want to let you out of my sight either.
Master Luis was just here. What happened?
Well, he just left. You weren't told?
We'd better be getting back as well.
Damn it. What's so special about those fools?
Luis is having a go for Popeye, eh? Are you officially all flunkies in arms now, then?
It might be a trap.
Don't get cold feet now. We knew going in that any plan to win his favor would be dangerous.
We have finally taken the first step in saving His Highness the Prince. If we can get the formula, then we yet have a chance of lifting the curse.
How fares His Highness, anyway? He still fights?
I took a look in the Farsight mirror a while ago. He's still asleep. But nothing's changed about his condition.
And do we know where this formula is?
No, but he's bound to keep it somewhere secret if it's evidence linking him to the assassination. Still, a formula would be useless unless it's within arm's reach for emergencies.
If it's something he'd keep close, then...
Il se l'est tatoué. C'est Dominique Purcell dans Prison Break. Et maintenant c'est plus lui, il va s'appeler Dominique. Non mais ouais, dans sa poche.
Would he keep it in his pocket?
I doubt it. I mean, what if it slipped out? Maybe somewhere less precarious. Like in his gauntlet runner?
Do you really suppose it would be in the runner he uses even today? The incident was near a decade ago.
It's as good a chance as any. Getting inside would be a pain for anyone else, including us.
He said he would send a messenger. Perhaps it would be wise to wait until we've heard his missive.
Good point. Let's just wait for word then.
Joanna! A backwater sanctuarist denies me my moment of triumph! She defiles the very church itself. Oh, and naturally it was an elder of all people who stood her before me. Will that benighted tribe never stop dogging my heels?
An idea occurs, Your Eminence. For the tournament's next challenge, let us center the competition on a show of piety. Make them prove their Sanctus faith. After all, Sanctism is the state religion. It would be the barest of leaps to suggest that loyalty to the church is loyalty to the state.
I assume you have a plan?
Altaberry's our next destination. The very seat of the faith outside the capital. I thought we might propose another hunt. This time for relics.
Ah, the so-called divine relics. Those false idols the pagans consider relics of their gods.
What need does the world have for gods beyond ours? Soon, they will talk of nothing but how to win the Sanctus Church's favor. Your Eminence's influence would be sure to reach even greater heights.
And in the pagan lands, the greedier candidates...
L'or a l'air d'être chargé. Oui, il est un peu chargé. Ouais. Bah là, c'est un moment très scénarisé, Joris.
Find footholds for our missionaries, all without getting our hands dirty. The collection of divine relics should be a spectacle held on Saint's Day. Our divine right will be undeniable. Once I take the throne, I will re-establish that these relics originally belonged to the Sanctus Church, and that they were ransacked from us in the course of history.
Your Eminence, on that day, I should be grateful to be honored with a proper title.
Oh, le vaniteux.
A concession only fair for the right hand of the Sanctifex.
Ever at your service. You do not bow your head.
Oh, humblest apologies.
What troubles you, my child?
Well, my concern would be about the risks involved. Some theories suggest even the royal scepter was originally one of these relics. In the unlikely event that a divine relic were to be found to nullify the king's magic...
If such a relic existed, it would have been found long ago. You burden yourself with such fears. All you need to do is be a good saint. Smile, wave, and bless.
Rella,
oh, bravo.
You are to return to the royal capital and gather the people under my banner.
Understood.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ouais, c'est très fourni. Après, mine de rien, le scénar se résume à 2-3 trucs. C'est verbeux, c'est voulu en fait, tu vois.
Hello, a word. Some odd blighter left a letter for you last night. Said he was Louis's man. Night prowler, today, come. Bit curt if I'm honest, hardly diplomatic. Seems like this night prowler place is some sort of pub or club. But do you know where it is?
On the city's outskirts. Seemed fairly dingy to my eyes. I can't imagine Louis at a haunt like that.
You think it's a trap? Maybe he's caught on to us?
If he wanted to trap us, I doubt he would make it so obvious. Though that doesn't guarantee our safety there, of course.
We have little other option but to show up.
I'll hang about in the runner. Keep myself busy with tinkering. Let me know if you talk yourself onto Louis's craft, eh?
Right then. Let's be off to this night prowler.
Ah, petit matin, il y a de la pluie et de l'orage. Noctambule, hein. J'ai entendu dire que c'est un endroit où se trouvait en périphérie de la ville. Les bateliers devraient sûrement savoir comment s'y rendre. Ouais, en fait, en gros, le scénar du jeu se résume à... il y a longtemps, le prince s'est fait avoir par la malédiction par Louis. Donc le mec qui actuellement... Ah non, il est pas en tête du classement, mais c'est un gars qui a quand même beaucoup d'estime du peuple. Et c'est lui, c'est dit directement dès le départ, c'est montré dès le départ, pardon, qui a tué le roi. Donc c'est-à-dire, en fait, il a fait en sorte de couper toute descendance, en fait, à la lignée du roi. Avec tout ça, nous on est... en fait le roi est maudit, le prince est maudit mais il est pas mort encore. Par contre il va sur... notre but en fait c'est de lever la malédiction. Et une des façons de lever la malédiction ce serait de tuer Louis. Du coup au moment où il veut prendre le pouvoir, Louis, donc par un coup d'état, hein, il se fait... en fait il y a le roi... Est-ce qu'on le voit là ? Le rocher du roi, là, ouais. Il y a là, ce qu'on appelle la magie royale, en fait, qui s'élève et qui lance une élection, tout simplement. Et c'est une élection, c'est-à-dire que là, actuellement, je suis... Comment est-ce que je le vois, déjà ? C'est pas allié, c'est classement de popularité. Moi, je suis 49ème, tu vois. En fait, les gens finissent par commencer à t'apprécier, par rapport à comment tu fais les quêtes et tout, et puis, grosso modo, on est parti, ils ont... En fait, t'as... Comment dire ? En fait, c'est pas si simple que ça à résumer si je veux parler un peu de tout. Mais grosso modo, c'est une élection, quoi. En fait, tu pars, c'est un peu un prétexte pour partir en voyage et tout. Il y a un tournoi qui a été organisé notamment par la couronne. C'est la couronne l'église, pardon, qui l'organise. Donc du coup, en fait, t'as quand même le premier actuellement, c'est Forden. Donc c'est le mec qu'on a vu là, le petit vieux là. C'est le Santifex, c'est le pape. Grosso modo, c'est le pape de la religion. Et enfin, du coup, c'est un peu biaisé, quoi. Vu comme c'est une religion d'État, bah, c'est un peu biaisé à ce niveau-là. Quand Louis, du coup, il est 2ème actuellement du classement, en fait, tu pars pour faire ce genre de choses-là, quoi. Par contre, je suis pas sûr que l'eau n'ait jamais fait comme ça, quoi. Une preuve que la Terre n'est pas plate, en tout cas. Noctambule, c'est donc de vous que ses frères parlaient. Je suis déjà au courant, montez à bord. Et donc nous, en fait, on essaye de se rapprocher de Louis, même si c'est notre ennemi juré. Parce que, en gros, tu ne peux pas... La magie du roi, donc il est où? Il est là-haut. La magie du roi fait que si jamais tu attentes à la vie de quelqu'un qui est dans la course et très haut placé dans la course, en fait, tu es bloqué, tu ne peux plus rien faire, et en fait, t'as la justice qui fait que bah, tu meurs, en fait, tout simplement. Tu ne peux pas t'attaquer à quelqu'un qui a l'estime du peuple. Ce serait trop simple. Donc c'est impossible de tuer Forden, c'est impossible de tuer Louis, c'est impossible de tuer Guido, d'ailleurs, également, qui est 3ème actuellement, là, le mec, là. Oh, c'est sympa, ça. Et forcément, c'est de la fantasy, donc en fait, t'as beaucoup de lore à côté, quoi.
Appreciate you coming out.
So it was you two.
You expected us to roll out the red carpet right into our headquarters. Consider this a pre-show. Still, you really are just a kid, aren't you?
And you're one to talk?
I wouldn't go having a laugh at my big brother's expense. That's when I get to step in. Make some points for my own life.
You are brothers. And he is the elder?
And here I thought the Magnus brothers' name was making the rounds. Shame that. It's fine. First offense and all won't kill you yet. Besides, Lord Luis has taken quite a shine to you lot. Before we let you see him, I have a question. I want you to think long and hard before you answer, right?
Tout le bar nous jette un regard noir.
What kind of king are you selling yourself to be exactly? Go on, let's have the pitch.
I'd treat all tribes equally.
Just like Lord Luis.
All right, a bit much, ease off. You know there's a big difference between meritocracy and equality. You're not doing yourself any favors here, are you?
Let's drop the pretenses, shall we? We were all about impressing Luis, and we've done that. You're all about results, aren't you?
You'll answer the question from me too. Why do you want to serve Master Luis? No lies now.
Je suis amoureux de Juna. Je pense qu'on peut dire que je déteste Forden et son église, ce serait plutôt raccord avec ce qu'on vient de faire. C'est-à-dire livrer quelqu'un de l'église pour diminuer un peu la popularité de Forden.
I don't like Forden or his church.
Too right. They have no idea what justice is.
Ce qui n'est pas faux en somme.
You had a sanctoress publicly executed so you could get ahead. Not in a position to moralize, are you?
We don't expect everyone to take our side. We're just here to right wrongs, that's all.
Whatever. You got some brassity, I'll give you that much. Already got more accomplished than Adel ever did. You seem like the types to make yourselves useful.
Not many get Ardel's blessing. It's worth celebrating that. For now. You're in.
Someone like you should already know what it's like. The minority tribes face walls and barriers everywhere they look in society. Our greatest hope rides with Master Luis. We'll do whatever it takes to make him king, and starting today, so will you. Come on then. Master Luis is waiting for you inside his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius.
And no funny business up there, yeah? Nothing gets past the king's magic, and Lord Luis is one of the top candidates. We've captured some, what, 10 odd assassins now? Lord Luis uses them for magic experiments and, well, you know how that ends.
We finally have access to Luis's headquarters.
It's a valuable opportunity. Ideally, while most of our group is meeting with Luis, someone else can do a quick search inside.
Wait, me?
There's no one more suitable. Anyone else, and he'd question their absence.
You're putting a solo infiltration on my tiny shoulders? But fine, I'll do it.
Once we're in the Skyrunner, we'll assess the situation, then deal with our own tasks.
Where? Le soleil se couche déjà, le temps passe si vite. Un transport blindé de Louis, le Drius, est stationné dans le port militaire, prenant un ferry pour nous y rendre. Oh, déjà. Ça, c'est fou, par contre, ces trucs d'eau, là. Je kiffe. Je kiffe. Ah oui, il est là. Il est là, son arpenteur blindé. Eh ben, écoute, le port militaire, hein. Mais bon, comme vous voulez. C'était ça? C'était le port militaire? Oui, c'est le port militaire. C'est là où j'étais censé aller. Encore une histoire?
Incredible.
Ah non. Je n'avais pas remarqué mais avant qu'on s'en rapproche de si près, cet arpenteur est énorme. Eh, par ici, arrêtez de rêvasser, d'accord?
Sam!
Vous aurez tout le temps de vous extasier sur le Caradrius plus tard, les ploucs. De toute façon, il n'est pas prêt de décoller avec la soirée et tout le reste. La soirée? De quoi tu parles? Eh Bars, suis t'arrêter de parler des trucs qui ne concernent pas. Tu n'en es pas officiellement allié. Bon, suivez-moi, je vous fais une petite visite. Conseille amicalement de ne pas faire de vagues. Tenez, tentez quoi que ce soit et vous êtes mort. La moindre incivilité vers le Seigneur Louis est même topo. Eh ben, il va pas de ma morte avec les menaces. Elles sont dans les bonnes grâces, d'accord? Ne faisons pas attendre plus longtemps. Le Seigneur Louis est dans la salle de réception. Il ne faudrait pas qu'il s'impatiente. Bon bah à mon avis, je vais avoir un petit truc à faire là-dedans, moi. Ça va être la mission, ça. Si tu veux mon avis. Qu'est-ce qu'il raconte? Nous devons préparer la première phase de notre infiltration. Lui sera bientôt à notre merci. Codel passe souvent par ici, vous le connaissez, non? L'un des aspirants de la faction de Louis. Parfois, il y a un chien à l'air fou qui l'accompagne. Glodel semble très violent, mais étrangement, il traite bien ce chien. Comme s'il le trouvait très mignon, honnêtement, il faut le voir pour le croire. Oui, bah oui. Je l'avais vu. Normalement, j'ai rien à acheter comme compétence. Quoique si, j'ai des choses à faire en fait, attends. On va aller voir Mort. Parce que si je peux voir Mort avant, c'est qu'à mon avis, il va avoir un peu de baston quand même. Ah bah ouais, un nouvel archétype. Puis je vais demander une démonstration. C'est lequel? C'est le pugiliste? Je pense, ouais. J'ai déjà hérité des compétences. Oh oui, mais en fait, il y en a 2-3. 2-3 magies, en fait. Alors, attends.
I have my own scheme.
Oui, mais attends, mais je veux juste acheter. En fait, hein. Pas forcément les mettre, je vais les acheter déjà. Est-ce que j'ai vraiment besoin d'un DI? Si je peux me foutre au moins, c'est quoi ça? Augmente l'attaque d'un allié pendant 3 tours. Ouais, point vital. Briseur de crâne. De toute façon, c'est soit ça... Ouais, si, je vais garder le DI quand même au cas où. Je vais mettre Bliss. Ah, quoique pas Bliss. Plutôt
I
bot.
shall show you.
Plutôt bot. Et puis derrière, on va s'équiper de ça. Je sais pas si je peux lui équiper. Quant à Stroll, il est repassé commandant. Commandant, là, j'ai laissé Ama. Pas déconnant, en vrai. Elle se met sur le mystificateur, je vais lui laisser pillage, parce que comme ça, je peux voler des trucs sympas. Fargolin, Enguérisseur, Bliss et Sick. Je peux laisser ça, hein, en vrai. Sur l'explorateur, ouais. Et le mage qui est maître, hein, du coup, hein, le mage, bien. Bien, le mage. Et le marchand j'en ai 3. Wow. Le marchand, c'est bien. Le marchand, c'est bien. Si je repasse en marchand, je ferai ça. Mais ceci dit, je vais apprendre un nouvel archétype, je pense. Ah, maintenant que je peux faire le mage, en fait, je sais pas pourquoi je fais pas le magicien. Et là, c'est explorateur, comme ça, ouais. Après, ceci dit, moi, je pourrais faire rapidement le mage... le chevalier magicien. Maintenant que je suis niveau 20, si ah, faut que j'arrive par contre niveau 20 en chevalier, ça c'est sûr, mais... Et puis Gilly, c'est voir un peu ce qu'il a, là. En plus, il est classe, hein. Il est classe... point écrasant, ouais. Haute tension, élan de puissance, boost contondant... Annule tous les coups critiques ennemis, ouais. Pour sa gueule, je suppose. Ouais. Et là, sinon, c'est vrai que guérisseur, là, ça va arriver. Je vais... En fait, il faudrait qu'il reçoive explorateur. Faut que je finisse explorateur pour au moins le passer en explorateur magicien. Après, ceci dit, je peux quand même apprendre au moins celui-ci, hein. Voilà. Adepte, ouah, ça coûte cher, hein. Ça commence à coûter 7000. Commence à coûter 7000, ça picote un peu. Ah, il est classe aussi, hein, le magicien. Non, je vais garder ça. De toute façon, il en a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pour le moment, il en a 5. Et puis Stroll, je sais pas si je le garde là-dessus ou si je repasse en maître épéiste, hein, parce que maître épéiste, c'est incroyable. C'est vrai que c'est con parce que là pour le moment pour les autres, chevalier et mage du coup ici, là c'est combattant, là ici tu t'en fiches, c'est pareil, ouais, c'est un peu dommage parce que du coup t'en as certaines où il faut vraiment, toi là par contre pour avoir le chevalier magicien, il faut 30 niveaux en fait, c'est pas rien. Alors que celui-ci tu vois c'est gratos quoi. Il va manquer celui-là et celui-là. Ah ouais c'est des archétypes à 2, ouais c'est un peu dommage. Les archétypes à 2. Et puis de toute façon, lui, on va laisser un mystificateur, parce que le debuff, c'est très très fort. J'ai eu debuff et buffer, donc c'est cool. Pour tourner à la réalité. Mais après, mort, là, c'est une quête qui me demande d'avoir quasiment la moitié, parce que je crois qu'on avait calculé, il y avait à peu près 30 classes différentes. Donc mine de rien, 15 classes, c'est déjà pas mal. Hein. Voilà l'entrée, allez-y. Ne traînez pas, l'endroit est un véritable labyrinthe quand on n'est pas habitué. Oh, il a une hache.
Oh yeah?
Il y a tellement de soldats ici, enfin. Dans le bastion de Louis, c'était prévisible. J'ai l'impression d'être constamment observé. Que ça vous plaise ou non, une recrue Elda ne passera jamais inaperçue. Et bon, on est de leur côté pour l'instant, alors ne baissons pas la tête. Y'a rien là? Y'a rien. La salle des réceptions est au dernier étage. L'ascenseur va vous y conduire. Je sens que Gallica va se faire pécho. Hein. C'était quoi ça? Eh, ils réagissent tous de la même façon. C'est une sorte de mécanisme de fermeture à commande magique. Ça nous permet de garder les éléments suspects à distance. Genre les raclures qui se font passer pour des recrues alors qu'ils sont des assassins. Ça m'a plutôt l'air sécurisé. J'imagine qu'il faut une clé pour le contourner. Il y a différentes clés selon les zones. Seuls certains soldats gradés en ont. Si vous voulez vous balader librement dans l'arpenteur, vous allez d'abord devoir gravir les échelons. D'accord.
Evidently,
Les clés ne sont pas données qu'aux soldats gardés, donc l'exploration risque d'être difficile sans ça. On va devoir le mettre la main dessus dans ce cas. Bon alors, ça fourmente déjà dans son coin, hein. Arrêtez de commérer et montez là-dedans. Au secours. Oh, nice. C'est plus grand que je l'imaginais, on oublierait presque qu'on est à l'intérieur d'un arpenteur. Arrêtez de scruter les alentours. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a là? J'arrive pas à croire que ce sont nos nouvelles recrues. C'est qui, lui? Donc, cette petite comédie du défi qui a permis aux morveux de venir jusqu'ici et prétendre faire partie des nôtres. Incroyable, on accepte vraiment n'importe qui. Ce petit groupe a l'approbation du Seigneur Louis, ça te pose un problème? Évite donc de faire l'idiot, tu vas finir par tomber de ton petit piédestal. Comment il s'appelle, Xant? Ah, tu crois que c'est ces minables qui vont me faire tomber, et moi, le Seigneur Xant? Ah, tu veux qu'on se batte, c'est ça? Oh, je te montre de quoi je suis capable. Oh, arrête tes bêtises, Xant. Retourne à ton poste, c'est un ordre. Faites rentrer ça dans votre petite tête, le pouvoir, c'est tout ce qui compte ici. Ça me surprendrait pas que vous disparaissiez après 3 jours au maximum. Tu vas voir ta gueule.
Seriously.
Vous allez rester planté là longtemps? Allez, on avance. Donc à ça que ressemblent les quartiers du Seigneur Louis? C'est juste une salle de réception, ma belle. Ce serait débile d'accueillir une bande de touristes directement dans ces quartiers privés, hein. Seigneur Louis attend à l'intérieur. Entrez. Je suppose que c'est à moi de jouer. Je vais voir si je peux retrouver cette formule. Sois prudente. Il y a de nombreux gardes aux aguets. T'en fais pas. Faites aussi attention à vous tous. Bon, j'y vais. À bientôt, j'espère.
A beautiful city, Trialhaven. But it is its identity I truly respect. Oceana's navy might well have won them the Annex War, if your Cronia hadn't chosen to forgo their honor and launch an opportunist attack in the wake of a storm. Even now, united in the kingdom, their pride in their power is what keeps this city alive. You wish to join my ranks. I need ask little else. Instead, I would hear what you wish to know most. Ask and I will answer. That is why I've bid you come.
Here we go.
Il nous teste. Que dois-je lui demander?
How do you plan on winning against Forden?
I will kill him. Not that my victory rests on doing so. That man and Sanctism both are malignant tumors in this country's flesh and must be excised to save it.
Aren't candidates protected by the king's magic?
The king is not a god. There is always a way. It is clear no small conviction drives you. Perhaps keeping you close will prove useful. You, assembled company, I hereby permit you to enter my service.
We are much obliged.
This is a heart of magic silver. Cut your finger and let the blood fall. A proper rite of loyalty. Shows how all our blood flows through the same heart.
Watch yourselves, though. If your own heart's not true to our cause, well, it's not just a drop you lose. It might take off a whole limb.
You hesitate. Fear and anxiety. They always lead the people astray. But power and order trumps all. That is the crux of my rule.
Nous n'avons pas d'autre choix.
Good. It would appear we've passed.
Ha! Look at you, like knock-kneed lambs. Just having a bit of fun with you, eh? You think I'd go to all that effort?
On August 13th, I intend to hold a soiree in this city. It seems a fine opportunity for you to make your debut in my retinue.
Very exclusive, see? Only for those good enough to be part of our campaign. You should feel honored.
As my gauntlet runner requires some maintenance, the party shall be held at the feast hall where I'm staying. In the meantime, do as you will.
Je me demande comment s'en sort Gallica. pas du tout dans la merde.
Only this area feels any different from the rest. I need a key to get in, though. It'd be nice if I could see what's going on in here, too.
Is that boy candidate here already?
Meeting with Count Luis as we speak, I think. Didn't think he'd end up on our side.
I expect we'll run into each other on the job, eh? That said, let's get back to our rounds.
Yikes! They're coming this way! I have to hide!
Bien joué, les conduits d'aération, c'est toujours le bon truc.
Is this the other side of that door? Never thought it'd lead to a place like this. This area just screams suspicious with all the guards. The formula's gotta be somewhere around here. Is someone coming? Figures they'd show up now. Isn't that the songstress? What is she doing here?
Lady Juna, is something amiss?
I do recall saying I didn't need a personal guard today.
Yes, but this is Luis's personal quarters. We thought in case you needed.
Well, I don't. You can do your guarding downstairs for today. Do you understand? And, well, I mean, do you really want to be guarding this door when Count Luis returns? Oh, the things you would hear. How awkward for us both.
You mean... Idiot, don't make the lady repeat herself. Apologies, my lady. We'll make ourselves scarce.
Close one. Opportunities like this are so few and far between. I've got to get this back in place. Oh, wonderful. How were these arranged again? A magic spell? Is that the formula?
À mon avis, elle est un peu de notre côté, elle. Hein. Bon, ce sera au moins une confidente, je pense.
I can carry out something that big, and now I know where it is.
Jolly good! You've got the man's eyes on you. Now that you've sworn fealty, we can get right down in the guts of his Skyrunner.
I worry for Gallica. Perhaps we ask too much of her. I hope she's all right.
Ah, it seems you worried for naught.
I'm back!
Phew. You're clearly bursting with good news, too.
I know, right? I found where the formula is! I'm pretty sure I saw the real thing. Even if it wasn't, I'd bet the real one's somewhere in that room.
Masterfully done. We could have asked no better an infiltrator.
That songstress Juno was there too. I'm pretty sure it was Luis's private quarters. So I have to wonder what she was doing there.
Whatever the case, I assume you could lead the way to the room?
Well, yes, but it might be a bit tricky. To get to Luis's quarters, we'd need to go through the crew quarters, then through the starboard corridor, or the port corridor. You need a key to get into each of the divisions. Whoever's in charge at each guard post has one. Luis's private quarters have a special key too. That one's held by the representative on the bridge.
In short, we'll need to pass through 3 blocks. The crew quarters, either the starboard or port corridor, and the bridge.
It looked like he's usually got his quarters under guard. So we'll want to pick a time of day when there'll be less people around.
If we need it less crowded, then how about the night of the soirée? Surely it would be a skeleton crew.
Apparemment, la soirée aura lieu à l'auberge de luxe sur la colline, qui sert uniquement les riches. Les gardes de l'arpenteur seront certainement en ville.
He would have us debut as his supporters on that night. How would we get away with not being present?
Maybe if we just excuse ourselves for a short time? We've got plenty of time to prepare. Securing an infiltration route, finding out when it will be less crowded, this is all work we can get done in advance. On the night of, Gallica and one other will slip out, swipe the formula, then return by the shortest route possible.
Have anyone in mind? My hearing makes stealth jobs simple work.
No. I think he'd be our best bet.
You would have the guest of honor himself absent?
This is Luis we're talking about. He's bound to notice any absence. If we've lost on that front already, we might as well send our strongest.
What do you think? It would be risky as a near solo infiltration. Are you up to the task?
We'll just have to make it work.
You truly mean that?
Seriously. We're jumping from tightrope to tightrope here. We'll have to prep our infiltration strategy tomorrow. For now, let's get back to the inn and get some rest.
That reminds me.
Mais du coup, on parle du cœur là, dont on a s'est coupé le truc. Là, on a fait une sorte de pacte. Là, c'est bizarre. C'est symbolique ou c'est magique? Je pense que c'est magique. On va se faire casser la gueule. Hein. En fait, vous vous souvenez de l'homme que nous avons rencontré dans l'arpenteur blindé de Louis? Il semblait très fier de sa force.
Yes.
Ah, cette espèce de m'as-tu vu, le seigneur Xand, c'est bien ça? Il a reçu l'ordre de retourner à son poste. Je me demande s'il n'est pas responsable d'un secteur de l'arpenteur. Ce serait fort malencontreux. Par sa seule présence, j'ai pu tester de sa force extraordinaire. Je doute qu'il nous laisse passer sans se faire d'histoire. Dans tous les cas, on devrait aller se reposer. On en parlera plus en détail demain matin. Ouais. C'est possible que ce soit avec Juna, enfin, tu sais, qu'on récupère au moins... Enfin, peut-être qu'on récupérera le perso, je sais pas, on verra. Peut-être qu'on récupérera le perso. Bon, en tout cas, petite save. C'est vrai que je save pas beaucoup. Hein. Faudra peut-être que je save un peu plus. On est à combien? On va être à 30 heures, je pense, là. Ah, c'est long. Ouais, 30h11, et bah dis donc. Bon, en tout cas, YouTube, c'est la fin de cette 27e VOD sur Métaphore ReFantazio. Je te fais de gros bisous et je te dis à la prochaine. Ciao!